I wanted to just do a little something on a couple of your guards, and just speaking generally first, Steve, you have all this backcourt talent and depth. How do you go about sorting that out and figuring who has what role? And it must be interesting.
When you
Good
say
problem to
that,
have.
when you say that, and I just look at all the teams in our league, and I say we don't have enough depth in any area. So, you know what? They're all different, which has been great, and they've been very competitive, which has been great. That's helped our practices tremendously, which we haven't had in the past. My first couple of years here, I mean, Corey going head to head with Jake Datica. You know, like
Right.
now. Gio's going head to head with Caleb McConnell, and Montez is going head to head with Peter Kiss. So, you know, each one's different. We're playing a little bit faster, and we're playing a little more full courtish, and so need more depth in those. But each guy brings you something a little bit different, and their versatility is what excites me. You know,
Sure.
Caleb played the point guard position last year, and he could play the 1 through 3, and Ron Harper can play a lot of positions, and Peter Kiss can play the 2 and the 3, and Gio can 1 and 2, and you know, so we got like a lot of versatility, which I like, and you know how long the season is. So
Sure.
yeah.
I want to ask you about Caleb a little more. You mentioned his versatility. How is he? In what ways has he grown the most from last year?
He's been our best rebounding guard by far, and I've challenged someone to be that because we certainly need rebounding out of the guard spot. So. And he's taken on roles too, like of being a defender. Like I can guard guys, and he's got tremendous length.
Has he grown?
And he's 6'7" now. And I really think his minutes last year as a point guard, really helped him because he's very comfortable with the ball, and now he's playing off the ball a little bit, and he's comfortable off the ball too. And the great part of our offense is if he rebounds it, you're the point guard. And we have a lot of options like that. Ron Harper can bring it up, and he can too. But Caleb's, improved a ton. He didn't have last summer. He had an injury last summer going into his freshman year, so he never really had that time getting thrown in early. To have this summer and to play in Spain and to get better again, I think really important for him. And he logged really good minutes last year.
One more for me. I want to ask you about Paul Mulcahy, your freshman, and how is he doing? Every freshman has a learning curve, as we know.
Yeah, everyone, and he's the only freshman. So
Right.
he and Daniel, Daniel's out hurt,
Right.
low back. So he's, sometimes you want a freshman to have another freshman
Sure.
to go through, the freshman, season with. He's done a really good job. He's another guy, 6'6", his versatility. He's handling the ball a lot in practice, but he can also switch and guard a 4-man, too, on some screen coverages and what have you. And he's in the gym all the time. He's exactly what I thought. He's been well coached. He's tough. He likes to win. I put him in that category. Like when it's time to win, like he likes to win, and really glad to have him. He loves the new facility too here. He's like, I think he have moved into here as his new home.
Cool. Thank you.
Previously, you mentioned Decor. Is that how you say it, Decor?
Yeah.
You said he was healthy and good to go.
Yeah.
How is he doing in practice? Has he made enough gains to be able to?
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, he started as a freshman, so like I feel 3 years later, first of all, he's the strongest guy in the team by far. Really is simplified. He can jump hook in the lane, can shoot the 15-footer. I like him a lot. He's going to be a great screen setter for us. He's strong as anybody in the conference. I really like him and Shaq and Miles up front. Physically, they're all big and strong, and they can really play. And, he's another guy who had foul trouble. He's got to stay out of foul trouble. That was something that plagued him as a freshman. But he's better now, and we're excited about him. He's a great kid, great teammate, does all the things, a good worker, but he's much improved.
Last season, you guys shot 63% from the free throw line. How important is it to improve that number?
You had to bring that up? Hey, only 0% now. I mean, it's a new year. You got to improve in that area, certainly. You got to improve, and we've certainly have spent a ton of time, with it and stuff. And you hope, too, that, the right guys are taking free throws, too. I certainly believe, adding Paul Mulcahy and adding, Jacob Young and adding a Quasi Yeboah who shot well over 80% for his career, from the foul line, helps. But our other guys got to get better, too. So that's certainly an area of concern. It's not the only area I'm concerned about, but, that's certainly an area we got to do better in. And, I say this sometimes, you can't get worse. When you're last in the league, you can only go one direction. So let's hope that we can move that needle a little bit.
Is there anything, Steve, that's number one on your bucket list that you want to see out of your closed door scrimmages?
You know what? I mean, we just have to become more consistent, and like we'll go on a 3-day stretch where I really like us a lot, and then we'll go 2 days where I'm saying, oh boy, we got a long way to go. We just got to get more consistent, you know, with everything. I don't like where our defense is.
Still?
I mean, yeah, but you know, I'm not unlike probably every coach in the country either, but
Right.
it's just not where it should be for having veteran guys. You know, Paul's really the only. Paul and Aquazi, the newcomers to this program. But as you score more points and as you get higher ranked guys, you know, I've talked to you before about
Sure.
this. They're ranked because they score points. You know, nobody's ranking guys on the defensive end of the floor. Those guys don't get ranked at all.
Which is too
You
bad.
know, which is too bad because it's 50% of basketball. But as you get, you know, higher profile guys, they're higher profile because they score points. You know, everybody's into points. So, you know, we got to continue to harp on that and be good at that. That's got to be something that we do. And, you know, I think we have a chance to be, our length is outstanding. Like, we got the longest team that we've ever had, but got to be tougher and you got to be more disciplined and you got to be, you know, believe in your teammates too to, you know, be good team defensively. So we got to do a lot better job in that. And that's what I hope we can come out of these scrimmages. Like, you know, I got a core group of guys that can sit down and guard people for a possession. You know.
How's your team's health?
Knock on wood. Yeah, good.
Aside from Daniel.
So, yeah, aside from him, and that happened a long time ago.
Right.
But the guys, other than the regular Knicks, and
Sure.
you know, banged up at this time of the year, and you know, we've been pretty solid in that area.
Good.
So I'll double knock on that.
You mentioned defense as a concern. I know last year your bigs got a little bit of foul trouble here and there. How are you working on that?
Yeah, I mean, we got a ton of foul trouble. I mean, in you know, Eugene he led us in fouls. You know, so we had it wasn't just our bigs. We had Montez was, you know, I think when you're learning how to play defense at this level too, you know, it's tough, but you know, that's something that we have to do a great job with. You know, you got to defend without fouling, and the new rules that come into play every year, you know, are for real. And
What's the
there's
biggest thing this year?
Well, there's more ways to get fouls now. I mean, they're trying to stop any kind of flopping exercises, offensively or defensively. Any kind of illegal screens where your feet are a little bit wider than your shoulders is a foul. You know, there's been a huge emphasis with the NCAA and with the rules committee to score more points. Well, how do you score more points? You call more fouls and you let guys free flow, cut through lanes, you know, like, and if you hit them, it's a foul. So there's a lot more ways to get fouls now than ever before, and especially early in the year, they'll be tooting the whistle like no tomorrow. So
As a defensive purist, it sounds like that rubs you the wrong way a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it's always tough. Like, there's a part of basketball that you know, and I always say this: it's 50% of the game. So, you know, I grew up in the old Big East days where, you know, if there was no blood, there was no foul, you know, so it certainly has changed a great deal.
You couldn't go through that lane without catching an elbow.
I mean, I wish I would play now. Back then, with Mark Bryan, those guys, man,
Yeah.
you go through the lane. You know, like I had to live through a lot of those, so, you know, it's not the case anymore. And I remember playing the Georgetown teams. Like, I just thought they fouled on every possession, and the refs just gave up after, you know, like, they can't blow the whistle every single time, but those teams were good, and that was how, you know, you played back then. But, you know, the rules have changed, and, you know, people want more points, so that's a big part of it. So.
I know you mentioned just about everyone on your team's improved since last offseason. Is there anyone that made you say, like, wow, this guy really improved more than
I mean, you know, the good part is I think we've done a good job throughout the years. Like, guys have improved here, so, you know, expect guys to get better. And if you recruit the right kids that want to be in the gym and that do that, you know, you get some of those results. Shaq Carter's been spectacular, you know, and Ron Harper's lost tremendous weight and just better, you know. So is there any, you know, but I think they all have improved, so it's not fair to the other guys. But those two, you know, things Shaq Carter is doing now that he didn't do last year. But he kind of did them at the end of last year, so probably early in the year he, you know, and you know, I think him just being a bigger vocal leader and, you know, taking on a bigger responsibility has helped, you know, that too. But he and Ron Harper, if I had to pick two, but that's not to discredit, and these other guys have gotten better too, which is good, and which is what we needed. needed them to do.